Singing in the Woking dressing room now, but in the cool light of day, if that's possible, what was the secret behind Woking's success this time?
Quality of play again, I think. Certainly the first 45 minutes we were quite comfortable. In fact, we had the better of it. We were worried at half-time about the fitness of our lads compared with the Coventry players, and it did start to tell because Coventry were on top for about 20-25 minutes. But I felt once they scored, they seemed to think we're going to win 1-0, that's it, and they sat back. We got another gear going and got the all-important goal. I think it was right at the death.
Yeah, I mean, when Coventry scored, I thought, we were being run ragged at the time, and they've gone 1-0 up. I thought that would be it, but it just takes a little bit of luck, one little break, and it happened, and thankfully it fell to me, and I stuck it in. Usually miss them.
Clive, at the start of the match today, I said that 19 years ago you scored twice for Chelsea in the FA Cup against Liverpool. You were 20 then, you're 39 now. How does today compare?
It's just as good, really, but thanks for telling everybody my age, John. No, I mean, the excitement's still there, and I think everybody saw our fans today. They were brilliant. You know, that was a memory from a long time ago.
The pressure's not set in yet, because anger's taken over me. And after the game, it's very hard to talk sensibly when the anger consumes you. So I decided that saying nothing was the best policy. I feel sometimes the players after a defeat like that should say something to each other. So I've left them in the dressing room, and I've come out here and I say sadness and depression's not taking over. Probably tomorrow morning it will, but just now there's anger. I think I'm a fair man, and I think I've defended the lads. They've been here 3 months. I've been with them, and when they give me their all, I can defend them against anybody. But today I find that it's almost indefensible.
There we are, Gordon's Mr. Angry at the moment. I suppose it's fair to say that if Woking were in the Premiership, they'd come bottom, wouldn't they? But on the day, it was difficult to spot a gulfing class for most of that match.
Yeah, especially in the first half. You know, they matched them all the way, probably had one or two of the better chances. And you've got to point out, unlike the third round, there was no sort of snow and ice. It wasn't anything to do with the conditions. The surface was perfect, and they played very well. I thought in the second half, for about 20 minutes, Coventry, they must have had a bit of a rollicking from Mr. Angry, I think,
would have thought
at half-time. And certainly they opened them up a bit. And I thought Woking defended well then, and they had to defend well. I mean, it was a team effort, but there were some crucial tackles. Here, Robin Taylor does well to cut out McAllister, and they've got that confidence, as you see there, to bring the ball out. Also, then the centre-half, Kevin Brown, did well. Again, Noel Whelan goes down, and when the ball's played in, John Salako, who had a good spell down that left flank. But Steve Foster's on the line to hook it clear. Again, they always covered. They knew what their job was. And again, Steve Foster certainly was mentioned a number of occasions by John Watson. Seems to have just got behind Huckabee there, but he throws himself to block the shot. And Lawrence Batty, who did very well in goal, you know, was talking and covering, his experienced goalkeeper. In the end, the goal was a bit unfortunate. I mean, as I say, Salako did well down the left, but you see Gary McAllister takes a big swing, and that wrong foots everyone, and Ian Jess then has plenty of time to tuck it away.
Why would you say Gordon would have been so angry? Obviously with the result, but what about Coventry's performance as such?
Well, you know, you've got to say Woking did very well, but if you got two sets of players and everyone's giving their effort, matching them, you would assume that the additional skill should come out on top. And I think Gordon's saying there that he didn't feel, especially in the first half, there wasn't the passion and the drive to pressurise Woking. It was a stroll for them to a certain extent. It was only in the second half when you thought Coventry were going to make that class tell. But as Jeff Chappell said, they sat back then a little bit once they got ahead.
Yeah, but you would expect them to fold when that goal went in. But
well, I must say, when the goal went out, well, that's it then, you know, they are going to. But in fact, what impressed me more than anything was that they actually try still to play football. You tend then to think, well, they're going to panic and whack long balls in, especially as Coventry didn't have Daesh and Dublin is suspended at the moment. But you see here, when they get possession for the build-up to the goal, it's brought down, it's knocked inside, you know, turned in. Tom Jones, good name that, isn't it, for a singer, let alone a footballer. But you know, he played a long part here. Terry Howard gets it, and it's Tom Jones again who gets it. Yeah, it's about 3 or 4 occasions there, Des, where they could have just knocked it into the penalty area. But when it does go in, they pick somebody out. They've got 6 in there against 5. And all right, Steve Thompson gets a little bit of a lucky ricochet because he was trying to head it back across goal. But you know, I think they deserved it, and yeah, it won't be easy. I tell you, I wouldn't relish Coventry going there. They certainly remember the Sutton game, won't they now?
They did very well today, Woking.